Hello, everybody. A very, very good afternoon or good morning or perhaps good evening to each and every one of you who is watching or tune in with us. This is Elder Elite's live session in which we will be sharing a lot of different topics. Earlier or later, we will be also talking about old folks home. We will be talking about different parts of the company. But in this particular session, we will be focusing about tech as well as Elder Elite's growth. So Elder Elite was established in November 2020. And by now, we are actually hitting our 1 year anniversary, or perhaps when this video is actually posted, we are celebrating our 1 year anniversary. And with that, we have been through a lot of different changes in the company, in which a major part of it is that Elder Elite is now positioning ourselves, or perhaps working towards positioning ourselves as a tech company. So joined with us in this conversation, we have Irene, who is the lady over here, the one and only lady, which is the Chief Executive Officer of Elder Elite. Irene, maybe you can pop on and say hi.
Hi everyone, I'm Irene.
Welcome. And also with us, we have this very handsome man that has joined with me, which is the name of MJ. He's our tech partner. Maybe MJ, you want to say, this is not
Hello.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Nice to meet everyone.
Right. So thank you very much. We're very, very happy to have the both of you. To kick off today's interview, we will start with Irene. Irene, so earlier on we mentioned about us trying to position ourselves as a tech company, right? And I think a lot of people have maybe a misconception, or perhaps to say, what has an elderly company like Elder Elite, because our name itself, our brand name is called Elder Elite. People would know, as the name suggests, that we focus or we have a specific niche audience, which is on the elderly. So what is the rationale or perhaps the motivation behind Elder Elite's intention to actually tap into the tech market, considering that our audiences is so elderly oriented?
Okay, thanks Bernard for the introductions. Okay, when we started this Elder Elite company, we are focusing on our target group, which is to serve the elderly community. But at the same time, we understand normally elderly, they will not get the things by themselves. It's their caregiver or family who will get it. But now more and more people is getting more into internet and shop online. So study has shown 70% of people aged 65 and above use the internet in the typical day, and 57 of them do shop online. So we are adapt to this lifestyle, and we notice there's none of this kind of platform in Malaysia to combine all elderly needs in one platform. This is why we create Elder Elite in the first place.
I see. This is very interesting because I think a lot of people, yes, I realize is scattered, whenever we talk about trying to buy something for the elderly, it's very scattered. We need to get something here, we need to get something there. There's never a unified platform. And I think that is the problem, and the solution to it is the founding of Elder Elite. I think that's a very aspiring, very inspiring story behind how has Elder Elite came about. Now, moving on to the tech part of things, right, MJ? Lately, we have been hearing a lot of noises about tech. Everyone is discussing about tech, in fact. And I think with COVID around, digital technology, digital economy, it's something that everyone is talking about. So how has the tech market or the tech landscape like right now? Has there been an increase of companies trying to tap into the tech market, especially during a pandemic time where we see a lot of digital usage? What's your take on this?
Yeah, the pandemic has definitely accelerated our country's digital adoption drastically, right? Which was previously one of the most lagging in the region, I would say. So we also have the numbers to prove this, because as a co-owner of TSP, which is a technology service provider company under the government SME program, we have received much more requests for the need for digital solutions to transformation of the SMEs itself. So besides that, we also can see that more and more investors are pouring into this region. So this one includes like Alibaba and etc. As you can see, we also have recently our second unicorn from our local unicorn, which is Custom, and the third one is coming up very fast, which is Aerodyne, most likely. Yeah, so that's actually my take in this. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think you were very spot on there when you talk about accelerating digital adoption in the country or perhaps in the region. Because I think prior to the pandemic, a lot of traditional businesses, a lot of small, medium enterprises, I think they were all trying to adopt a conventional business model, conventional strategy. Not too much of digitization that's going on, but I think it's very obvious now that with the pandemic in place, we are all moving towards a digital lifestyle that I think digital solution is actually very important. And I think that ties in very well with Elder Elite, which is also trying to position ourselves like a tech company, right? Now that we're on Elder Elite and now that we're on technological company, right? MJ, do you think that tech assimilation or the usage of tech, I would say, necessary for a company like Elder Elite?
Yeah, so I think it is necessary for all sectors and industries, not just in the elderly or whichever, because we do have other platforms like in the construction industry as well that is moving forward in the tech direction. So I believe that the future is more towards like an omni-channel environment and not just digital replacing physical or the other way. So I think you need both elements basically to survive and thrive in the modern ecosystem moving forward. Yeah.
Very spot on. And now that what is the potential of Elder Elite in the tech company, right? In the technological sector, what can be done? Now, considering that if we were to say adopting digital practices, right, positioning Elder Elite as a tech company, then naturally we will have to embed more tech elements into the company, right? So what is the potential specifically of Elder Elite? What can it become like perhaps in the future? Or what can be done in terms of, this aspect of things?
Okay, so potential of Elder Elite. First off, Elder Elite anchors on being the digital hub, right? It's a digital centralized platform for the products and services tailored to the needs of the elderly, which is by itself a niche market. So this enables borderless accessibility and everyone can have everything on their fingertips, right? Through the app, through the web. So the second thing is that Elder Elite can grow deeper by learning the usage data, slightly in the future, to predict and suggest certain products and services that the elderly may need, which then could prevent unnecessary accidents and diseases brought on by unmonitored aging processes. Yeah.
Wow, I think that is actually quite an interesting side of things which I've never heard of. Because whenever we talk about, we are always waiting for something to happen, and then we realize a demand. This is what I think, right? And I think what you mentioned about expanding the potential or going deeper with Elder Elite is that perhaps through big data or through consumer data that we actually have, that we're able to collate and reach through our users, we are actually able to predict, maybe if you were to buy this, what is potentially the next thing you may need? Or if you buy this, what are the common diseases or the common problems that are faced by the user, and what are the next things or the next set of things that you would need? And I think that is something tech can do. That is not something that human mind can do. We can do, but it takes a very long time. So I think that is a very interesting answer about going ahead. Tech is always about moving ahead, right? So now that it's all butterflies and everything, we're all very excited about the tech future for Elder Elite. So now on this page, right, MJ, as a tech partner, do you have any technological plans or any tech partners in the pipeline that is now ready for the Elite you're about to embark on?
All right, so basically as a tech partner of Elder Elite, so basically I am responsible to help Elder Elite design the whole technical architecture itself. So I think the first thing we will need to build the fundamental blocks first, right? Which is developing the full suite of apps, which is the web app, the iOS, the Android, and the standard mobile apps. Then the next would be to establish the integration to third-party providers, right? Which is including the payment, the logistics, warehousing, the affiliate platform, sales channels for the complete ecosystem, right? And finally, for the future, I think we can explore deeper into deploying smart wearables that could feed back to Elder Elite, dashboards, systems, enabling remote monitoring, tele-diagnosis, and predictive modeling in health tech for the elderly. Yeah, this is what is in the pipeline. Yeah.
That is a very comprehensive plan, right? Going from A to Z. It's practically covering everything, building the fundamental blocks. So I think on that answer, we are actually very safe to claim that Elder Elite will then eventually not only be available on maybe on the web, we are also able to access through mobile apps, mobile application, and which is something that is very important because everybody nowadays they would be using their phones, right? Some people may even be watching this interview on their phones, which I think accessibility is something that is important. And that was also part of the core fundamental, or the cornerstone that built Elder Elite, which is to make everything accessible under one platform. And to bring this further, we are integrating tech into the company in order so that everyone can enjoy the accessibility. So now back to you, Irene. So we've been talking a lot about tech, right? That's very technical when we talk to MJ about tech.
Yes.
Now on to the users. So I believe Elder Elite is also a very customer-centric company, right?
Yeah.
We always listen to the needs of the customers, the demands of the customers. So on this note, if we were to adopt digital technology, right? What are the technological plans, or perhaps what benefits can our users or our potential customers enjoy once our technological plans take off, right? Let's say if everything were to do as scheduled by MJ, how can they benefit? What benefits can they derive?
Okay, as MJ explained already, if all take off as just what we plan, as a user, it will create convenience for them and their family, because all medical history, appointments can be recorded down, and also reminder will be sent out to their family. At the same time, they can have more accessibility to the products, to the devices that is available in the market whenever they need it. So this will create a better understanding for them about the elderly, what they need, and how to helping them. And also the elderly themselves, they can plan for themselves before the things happen.
Right. I think that is something very important, because what I think, or perhaps I would say the key takeaway that I realized from the answer is this. Nowadays, there are a lot of people who I take care, let's say I take care of my mom Tuesday and Thursday. My sister may take care of my mom Wednesday and Friday, as an example, right? And then whenever I hand over my mom, let's say, to my sister, or my sister hands it over back to me, we need to say, okay, mother needs to take this medication at this time. She needs to do this appointment at this time. She needs to go this place at this time. You need to take after this. You need to be cautious of that, right? But I think through Elder Elite, what they actually need is probably just a username and a password, right?
Correct.
Everything about their mother can be available on the platform. What they need to do is that they just need to log into it. And eventually, when the app is ready, they can just download that app. And what they can do is the app will then notify them, have a push notification for them, like, okay, your mother's doctor appointment is today. Your mother needs to take medication at 3 p.m. And this is, I think, the beauty of tech that is exactly why we need tech in the company, even though we are an elderly-centric company, but that is also very usable in Elder Elite, right? So now, Irene, one more question that I have in mind is that there has been a growing market. The elderly has always been a growing market that a lot of studies and a lot of people are trying, to get a piece of this cake. Everybody is eyeing on this market, right? So with the integration of tech into our ecosystem, what will our biggest advantage be as Elder Elite, and how will this set us apart from the competitors? Meaning, why and how should users choose us, Elder Elite, as their provider when it comes to elderly services and products?
Okay, with this, Elder Elite will have a data pool of all the senior community that is become our member, and from there we can find best suit solution for each elderly. And then with the collaboration with our partner, the partner will have direct access to the customer need instantly. So everything will be into one platform. So from the service provider, from the product provider to the end user, which is the elderly, they will have all the connection available. So the service provider will know what the elderly needs and provide to them. The elderly also can find what is the best product for them from this platform.
Right. So I think to put it into simpler terms is this. Elder Elite has always been an advocate, or perhaps a pioneer in this industry, right? It is one of the leading, or one of the first founding companies in the elderly industry. And with that, I think we have a leverage on the amount of data that we have, and we have a leverage in terms of partners, right? Because we are pioneering. We actually have a pool of partners that we have, be it from healthcare, be it from products, be it from services, even food. Even wearable tech is also something that we have, in our ecosystem. And I think that is something that is important, because all of this, it eventually translates into data. And when it translates into data, This data will then help us understand the needs of the people or the users of Elder Elite, which will then allow them to be more convenient, be accessible, to pinpoint what is it that needed, right? So thank you very much, Irene. That is a very, very interesting answer. But before I wrap up today's sort to say sharing session, we are trying to target it at a very, very short amount of time so it doesn't overwhelm every one of you who is watching. MJ, do you have any last words that you have that you'd like to share?
I have nothing specific to add because I think I've covered pretty much everything in your questions just now. So I guess like even like currently Facebook is also starting to build the metaverse itself. So I guess in the future a lot of things will be you can't find a specific distinction between online and offline. The borders are merging together as well. Yeah. So I guess that's my take on this. Yeah.
Right. Well, what about Irene? Do you have any last words you want to add?
I think the most important thing for us to start this company is to how to say assist the elderly community. So we are doing our parts to bring them more convenience, more informations, and at the same time additional product and services and technology that is available in the outside market to bring into Malaysia to be enjoyed to all the elderly community.
Yeah. Right. Thank you very much, Irene, and as well as MJ. It has been a very insightful session, I would say. It's been to the both of you. I hope you enjoyed the session, and also to each and every one of you watching, thank you so much for tuning in with us. So just to recap about what has happened in today's interview in between myself as well as Irene and MJ. Today we focus about the tech part of things about Elder Elite, right? Which is the integration of tech into Elder Elite as a company, and what can we expect in the future. And if you were to simplify this entire interview into 3 words, or a few words, I would say, it would be first, it's convenient, right? We are tapping into the elderly market and also using tech because it will then be convenient for all our users. It will then be easy to use, right? Because we will then have apps and things like that. The second one itself, I would think, is uniformity, or perhaps what we call as integration of everything under one umbrella, putting everything under one platform. So today, if I want to buy a wheelchair, I can come to Elder Elite. Today, I want to buy medicine, I can come Elder Elite. Today, I want to find food, I can come Elder Elite. It's everything under one platform, right? And the last one, I would say it's about accessibility. When we talk about convenience, I think convenience ties very well to accessibility, which means being able to access it at the fingertips, or being able to access whatever you need from different devices. Like I said earlier, I may be a son, I may have a sister who both of us may take care of a mother. You know, what we need is just an app, right? We can access my mother's medical history. I can access what my mother needs and everything through that. So it's about accessibility, it's about convenience, and it's about uniformity. Right. And I think this is exactly why Elder Elite is positioning and tapping ourselves into the tech market. And on that note, thank you, everyone. Thank you to the both of you. And we hope you stay on and we'll celebrate Elder Elite's first year anniversary. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay,
Thank you for having me.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.